Welcome back to Baylee's Bleacher, your front row seat to the game, powered by SportzWire. I'm your host, Baylee Burkhart, and let's get started with our weekly awards. We're talking about our SportzWire Athlete of the Week, which is brought to you by NV Electric. This week, it's Marian Catholic's junior defensive back and running back, Rory Dixon, who had nearly 250 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns, and a key interception in their 17-14 win over Tri-Valley. Rory, welcome to the show, and congratulations on being the SportzWire Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
So how does it feel to be the SportzWire Athlete of the Week?
It feels great. I mean, it's the first time I was ever SportzWire Athlete of the Week, so I just saw you guys a little bit ago. I've been keeping up with you guys, but it's the first time you guys covered one of my games, so to have the honor of being Athlete of the Week, it feels great.
That is awesome. I'm so excited that you're excited. So we do know that you not only do you play football, but you also wrestle. So
Yep.
How important is it to you being a multi-sport athlete?
It's very important to me. I'm not saying sports are my life, but sports are a big part of my life.
I totally understand that.
Every day, it's either one of the two practices. There's some days where it's both practices multiple times a day. So every day I'm always keeping myself busy with a sport and then with my family, my friends, my girlfriend, whatever it might be.
That's awesome. So how do you balance all of that then?
It's definitely hard to balance sometimes. I'm still trying to figure out how to balance it sometimes. There's some times where I'm very busy with just sports for that day. There's some days where, I only have one practice, or some days where I have 3 or 4 practices in the day.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, so for school, it's usually 1 or 2 practices a day, so it was nothing crazy. But there were some days in the summer where it was 3, 4 practices a day, and that's it takes time away from my friends and family and everybody, but I still make time with them. I plan it in advance. I make a schedule. I try to have all my practices either in the morning or at night. So then for the summer, I have the majority of my day. And then same for school. Right after school, I go to football. There's some days I might have wrestling, but I go to football right after school, and then I'm just home for the rest of the day.
That sounds awesome. Very active, so that's great.
Yeah.
You're never not busy, it sounds like.
No, never.
So I was reading the SportzWire article that they wrote about you. So you have had meniscus tears, not once, but twice.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, terrible. So sorry for that. However, can you talk to me about how you overcame those injuries, not just physically, but also mentally, to just keep playing the sports that you love?
It all happened in wrestling with my meniscus, unfortunately.
Okay.
So my freshman year for football, I was fine. And then wrestling, it was my 3rd match at the Coal Cracker tournament. And I was wrestling on the edge of the mat, and I just felt my knee pop. And I fell, and I was like, oh my God, what could it be? So I took it easy for a little bit until districts came around. And first round of districts, it was feeling good. I had some practices on it. It really wasn't killing me too bad. The first match of districts, it fully tore on me. It was out. It was done. So I got carried off the mat. I won the match. So I teched the kid 17-1.
Hey, that's great.
But then the trainer said, you're done. They said, you're a freshman. You can't, we can't let you continue because you still have years ahead of you. So I was obviously devastated my freshman year.
I'm sure.
Got surgery, got it repaired, played a whole football season on it. It felt great. And then second match of the season, my sophomore season, it retore on me again.
Oh, that is absolutely terrible.
It was. And wrestling, to me, wrestling is my main sport.
Okay.
And it's my favorite sport. So for it to get taken away not once but twice in a span of a year, absolutely killed me. And it made me open up my eyes to realize how grateful I should be to be able to wrestle and not take it for granted. But no, I finally found a doctor. It took a little bit to find a doctor who would actually remove it for me.
Okay.
Because of my age and my grade.
Right.
So I found a doctor to fully remove it for me. And I had about 3 weeks till districts. So about 4 days after surgery, I was back on the mat wrestling.
Oh, wow.
Now, mentally, that was tough on me.
Mm-hmm.
And physically, it hurt physically a little bit. But mentally, it was tough on me for 2 reasons. Number one, there's a thing called phantom pain. And I always felt I was afraid that it was going to re-tear for a while. I was scared of it.
Yeah.
That's one. And two, the first tournament that I came back to was a week and a half after my surgery. And it was the Coal Cracker tournament where I first tore it my freshman year.
Oh, boy.
So that was also a real like brain block for me. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm back where this all started. What if something worse happens now? But I got to wrestle on that. I made it all the way to the quarterfinals. I lost in the quarterfinals, but then I won my blood round match. So I placed, and then I just had to forfeit out of the tournament because my knee just, it was a week after surgery. It wasn't feeling the greatest.
I'm sure it wasn't.
But I was just glad that I was able to place out there.
Right.
And then my goal for me was to make it to Hershey my sophomore year. And I was able to. I was happy. I took third in the district. I took fourth at regionals, and I made it to Hershey. Had a little bit of a tough road at Hershey. I won my first match. Then I wrestled the #1 pound-for-pound kid in the country in the class of 2027.
Oh, wow.
He was pretty good.
I bet.
And then I wrestled a kid named Mason Gurley, who went on to take 5th at States. Again, another very, very good wrestler.
Okay.
I was just happy that I was able to overcome my whole knee injury and get over it and make it, like, reach my goal. And since then, I haven't really, like, looked back since, like, worrying about anything. I'm just grateful for any opportunity that I have to either play football or to wrestle now.
That is great. I'm glad to hear that you don't care about it anymore. You're just playing, and that's awesome. That definitely helps.
It does. It really does.
So besides sports, the athlete of the week doesn't just go to a great athlete, goes to someone who is academically and community driven. You maintain a 4.0 GPA, and you're getting inducted into the National Honor Society. Congratulations on all of that.
Thank you. Thank you.
We also heard that you volunteer at sporting events, you clean up stadiums, and more. Can you talk about the importance of academics and being an example for others?
Academics. So academics for any college, right? You could be the best athlete in the world, but have terrible grades, and you're not going to go to any college that you want to. No matter how good you could be, you got to be just as good in grades as you are in sports. And that's all, honestly, my mom drove that into my head. My mom has not been on me about my grades, but my mom has always, like, been helping me with my grades. And my dad has too, but this is more my mom on this one. She's always been with me for grades, always helping me study, always helping me, you know, to, like, make sure everything's done on time, helping me schedule it, helping me to remember what's due, like what projects are due or when I have a test. So we always schedule, like, in advance. We always study together, me and her. So
that's great. She
helps me a lot with my grades. So because of her is why my grades are so high. And then sports, I get that from my dad a little bit. A lot. Not a little bit, a lot. But then for the community. So we have a janitor at our school named Mr. Susko.
Okay.
I'm always helping him. Like, any opportunity I can, I'm always helping him take out the garbage or, like, sweep the steps, whatever it could be. Helping him clean up the stadium, like, for football games, even for, like, volleyball or basketball, where I'm not a part of, but I still, like, I love helping out with my school and everything.
Of course, that's great.
And then my little sister, she plays volleyball at for, like, the youth volleyball. So I always, like, work the flags, or I go work the table when I can with her. Or, like, if she has an event and then there's, like, a basketball game after, I'll be, like, the ball boy sometimes. Or, you know, I'll, like, if they need somebody to work the table or work the clock, I'll do that. Same with, like, wrestling events at Monohoy area. I go there, I work the tables, I refed before. So anything I can do to help with sports and with my school, I always do.
That is incredible. That is
so
great to hear. There aren't a lot of people like that anymore, and so it's really great to hear that you're one of those people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So then my final question, what are your plans for the future?
My plans for the future. So I want to go to an academy. I want to go to either Army or Navy or Air Force if I can, and I want to be an Army doctor. I want to help everybody who's serving my country and serving our country and just keep them safe, keep them healthy. And if that unfortunately doesn't happen, if I don't get into an academy, then I want to go be an orthopedic surgeon and give back to the people who helped me with my knee. So other athletes that might be struggling with the same thing I was, or even a different injury, whatever it might be, just come back and help them out to do what they can do.
That is incredible. You sound like a very much so like a people first kind of person. So that is great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So good luck with the remainder of your season, and thank you so much for being on Baylee's Bleacher. And again, congratulations on being the Athlete of the Week for SportzWire.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Nominations for the next SportzWire Athlete of the Week are open. Make sure that you check out SportzWire and nominate who you think deserves it. Let's get into the rest of this week's SportsWire Awards. So this week, the Weekly Drip Award, which is sponsored by the Drip Bar Scranton, goes to Nate Walsh of Crestwood. Walsh put up 15 yards rushing and had 4 catches for 42 yards against Valley View. Drip-wise, though, for his award, he had on his Nike Vapor Edge 360 Untouchables, his Tread Cal custom thigh inserts, Next Tread turf tape, compression leggings, Nike wristbands, and Vapor Jet gloves to match, as well as having the Rydell Speedflex helmet with a red mirror visor. Do you guys think you can beat this drip? You should probably DM SportsWire now. Moving on, the Electric Player of the Week, which is brought to you by Envy Electrical, is Lucas Siprich of Tunkhannock. In the Tigers' 55-7 win over Redeemer, he had 17 carries for 244 yards, including a 32, a 43, and a 5-yard touchdown. Congratulations. The Kleinbauer Mechanical Coldest Ice Award goes to Wilkes-Barre Area Wolfpack's Devon Underwood, who had the game-winning 6-yard touchdown run in overtime versus Stroudsburg. Devon had 10 carries for 60 total yards with 2 touchdowns, and then had 5 catches for a total of 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those great stats make him this week's Coldest Ice Award winner. Congratulations. Moving along, the House Call Award, built strong by Green Rhino Builders, goes to Ryan Mecca from Dunmore, who had 134 yards on 3 carries and 2 touchdowns, including a 78 and 54-yarder. He also had a 59-yard punt return for a touchdown in the Bucks' 45-7 win over Old Forge. The Portfolio Player of the Week, presented by Krupa Wealth Management, goes to Cole West from North Pocono. On offense, Cole had 7 carries for 110 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, as well as 2 catches for 81 yards and another touchdown. On defense, he had 1 interception and 5 tackles. Congratulations. The Pile Driver of the Week award, presented by Junkin' Monkeys, goes to Berwick Bulldogs offensive line. Because of their outstanding performance, the Bulldogs were able to get 383 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns versus Mid-Valley in a 42-0 win. Congratulations to the Bulldogs on their win and the Pile Driver of the Week award. That is all we have for this week for our SportsWire Awards. So I know we didn't cover this last week, but I did want to add this into the show. We will be covering this from here on out. So I want to talk about the District 2 coaches small school top 10 as well as the big school top 10. So let's get started. Right now we have number 10 Hanover, and counting down we have Carbondale after that. Then we have Tunkhannock, Scranton Prep, Dunmore, Wyoming area, Riverside, Lakeland, Berwick, and then at number 1 we have Lackawanna Trail. So this week, Lackawanna Trail will be playing Berwick, and both teams are 2-0 on the season so far. So this is definitely going to be a competitive match that you guys do not want to miss. Make sure you guys check in for some pictures after the game on SportsWire, and maybe we'll be talking about that game next week. Maybe there will be some highlights from it. So then the top 10 coaches poll for big schools. Let's start at number 10. We have Wallenpaupack. Then it goes to West Scranton, Crestwood, Dallas, Pittston area, Delaware Valley, Abington, Wilkes-Barre, North Pocono, and at number 1, we have Valley View. So this week, Valley View will be playing Wilkes-Barre. Valley View is currently 2-0 on the season, while Wilkes-Barre is 1-1. So this will be another interesting matchup for the big schools. Make sure you guys tune into this game as well, and hopefully we'll be seeing some highlights from this next week. Coming up in our top plays soon, you will be seeing 2 plays from the Valley View game where they beat Crestwood. Make sure you guys keep sending us highlights so we can keep adding that to our top plays highlight reel. Now, another thing that I did want to talk about on this podcast, I'm also a photographer. I run Baylee Media LLC. Why don't we talk a little bit about sports photography? I wanted to add this in because I think it's very important to talk about, especially with SportsWire. We have so many contributing photographers and videographers, and it is just awesome to see everything. We have very talented people on board. So I just wanted you guys to take a moment and thank your photographers that are sending in their content to SportsWire and getting you guys all of these views. It is truly incredible. It will continue to grow. We love getting to capture your guys' special moments, and that's what this podcast is also about. We really want to, we really want to capture your special moments, your special highlights. We want to be able to talk to you guys, interview you guys, and just get you guys out there in front of the media. SportzWire is growing, which means your popularity can grow. If you guys want to be on the show, please send me a DM. I would love to have you on. Right now, we're mostly just having on our Athlete of the Week, which is fantastic, and we absolutely love it. I just want to hear more from you guys. So if you guys want to be on the show, send me a DM and we will see about getting you on. So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out because it's really cool to see this community growing every day. I looked at SportzWire's page last week and it was at 12,000 followers. Now it's 13.2. So it's just a growing community and it's really awesome to see. And I'm happy to be a part of it. So if you guys want to continue to see this grow, please continue to send us pictures, videos, whatever we can highlight for you guys. We definitely want to get you guys featured. We did get quite a few more entries this week, and it is very exciting. Take a look at these top plays. Let me know what you think. And please keep sending us these top plays. We want to make sure you guys are highlighted and featured in our content. That is all that I have for today. Enjoy these highlights.